Did you hear the Georgia Guidestones are now leveled, completely leveled? That's right. Hey folks, everything new under the sun. Georgia Guidestones, what are they? Well, according to the Guidestones, this seems to be something like the Ten Commandments for humanity, but not God's idea of what needs to happen. According to the Guidestones, the following humanity must adhere to the following 10 principles to ensure humankind's future survival. So this is a future without God, not based on what He says needs to be done and what we should be doing. Number 1, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. That means they want to kill off a lot of people. Number 2, guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. Number 3, unite humanity with a new, living, new language. Number 4, rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. So with man's intellect. Number 5, protect people and nations with fair laws and just courts. Number 6, let all nations rule internally, resolving external disputes in a world court. Remember, all these rules are from the point of view that there is no God, and to do it without God, to solve our own problems and to be our own gods effectively. Number 7, avoid petty laws and useless officials. Number 8, balance personal rights with social duties. Social duties. Prize truth, beauty, love, seeking harmony with the infinite. What is the infinite they're speaking of? Be not a cancer on the earth. Leave room for nature, the whole climate change thing, and the worship of climate. The Guidestones also serve as astronomical calendar, and every day at noon the sun shines through a narrow hole in the structure and illuminates the day's date on an engraving, according to a description of the Guidestones website. Well, so there was an explosion there. Mystery deepens after New World Order Georgia Guidestones monument bombed around 4 a.m., completely destroying one of the 4 towers. So one of the towers was destroyed in this. One of the 4 outer pillars was destroyed Wednesday morning. It says it could be that the damage inflicted on the Georgia Guidestones was just random violence, bored Democrats looking for something to do, or the obvious intentional destruction of the 4th column of the Georgia Guidestones could be a signal for the advancement of the New World Order here on day 842 of 15 days to flatten the curve, says the article writer. If someone can figure out exactly what was printed on the column they blew up, that would be a huge indicator, he says. The monument calls for the New World Order with a vastly smaller human population living in harmony with nature. It is also accused of being a monument to the devil. The Guidestones' 19-foot granite monoliths are inscribed with 10 messages that are etched in the stone in 8 different languages, including Arabic, Chinese, English, Hebrew, Swahili, Russian, Hindi, and Spanish. And now, this is kind of the latest news. Apparently, they've been completely knocked down. I assume with the intention of rebuilding them, but they are now completely leveled. Interesting. And this is from a Twitter video from disclose.tv. So what are they going to do? I don't know. The message is known as guiding principles advocate for the population reproduction control. So that would include abortion, and all these things to limit the population, limit the number of people who are like a cancer in their eyes on this planet, and to worship Mother Nature, worship nature. Remember, these have nothing to do. They speak nothing of returning to God, following God, having faith in God, and crying and calling out to Him to fix things in this world and to fix the sin. No, it's all about what man can do, how man can fix the earth, how we can fix ourselves, how we can be the God of ourselves and the ruler of ourselves. And that's not God's plan and purpose. This is Fox News on the subject here. Georgia Guidestones explosion blast has destroyed a large portion of the monument. Police in Georgia are investigating an explosion Wednesday, targeting the monument. The early morning blast destroyed a large portion of the structure. The preliminary information indicates that unknown individuals detonated an explosive device around 4 a.m. on Wednesday, July 6th, the agency said. The Elbert County Sheriff's Office is among the law agencies investigating, so there are multiple, and a bomb squad has been called to the scene. Known as America's Stonehenge, this 19-foot-tall monument displays a 10-part message espousing the conversation of mankind and future generations in 12 languages. The roadside attraction has received renewed attention during Georgia's May 24th gubernatorial primary, when third-place Republican candidate Candace Taylor claimed the Guidestones are satanic and made demolishing them part of her platform. So now they're going to accuse this one. They're probably going to take this one to court, maybe get her in jail, for inciting violence against the Georgia Guidestones. And it goes on. But effectively, I haven't seen that they've figured out who did this yet. But now they are completely torn down. I expect they're going to be rebuilt again. We'll see what they replace them with. So, interesting story. Is this someone mentioned maybe this is God slapping this? I think it was in my comments. This is God slapping it down and destroying part of it. But it was probably some random person. And I'm sure that the Lord appreciates that. But ultimately, this doesn't change the nation. This doesn't win out the hearts and minds of people. Unfortunately, the world and North America and the U.S. move toward and into sin further and further, just like Sodom and Gomorrah, to the point where the destruction is inevitable. And that's coming soon. That could be, 3.5, 4 years out, the latter half of the 7-year period when the destruction of God comes upon the earth. But this is where people who want to rule themselves, and ultimately, at the end of the day, they are following Satan. They don't know it, but they are doing what Satan wants. Satan just wants to kill as many people as possible. He hates the children of God. He hates humans because God created them in his own image, and Satan wants to be God, and he never will be. And so he wants to kill as many humans as he can. And so this idea of keeping the human population under 500 million, there's 7, are we up to 8 billion people? This idea of maintaining humanity under 500 million, who's going to go first, and how are they going to kill that many people? Maybe it could start happening during the first 3.5 years, where Satan effectively, rules for that period of time and does a lot of damage. There's a lot of pain, suffering, and death during the first 3.5 years, which is not God's wrath yet, but the wrath of mankind and Satan on this earth. And he's going to do his worst because he knows his time is coming to an end. All right, I'll leave it there, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll continue to follow this. This is an interesting story. And as always, we'll see you in the next video.